Hey yo, what's good though? Soul here, and welcome back to my story mode. So, before we get crack-a-lackin', I need to say a couple of things. For one thing, that Sonic Central was astounding. It was so good, it was so much fun, it was jam-packed with info, and I'm looking forward to a lot of the things that were in there. Mostly, obviously, the movie Shadow Gens as well as Sonic Rumble. Those are my primary three. But other than that, like, it was still a very, very fun Sonic Central, and it just gave us just so much to look forward to. But mostly, obviously, it's giving us Shadow Gens to look forward to, and that is super, super major. But before we start getting into the I guess like analysis or just kind of just the yap session about the story trailer, I wanted to put my reaction here to the DLC that they revealed at the PlayStation State of Play later on within the same day. They gave us another DLC trailer for Shadow Gens. So I'm going to put my reaction up here because I can't really do anything else with it. So here you go. Enjoy. 1000% an Anamanaguchi game. More Sonic and Shadow? Or Shadow Gens? Wait, this looks wrong.
I've taken on another form?
And yes, you heard right. Keanu Reeves is joining Sonic X Shadow Generations as part of the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie pack. This update is inspired by scenes from the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie and arrives December 12th. The Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie pack is included in the Digital Deluxe Edition, which lets you play the game 3 days ahead of its October 25th release date.
We don't even have the game yet, and we already have Keanu Reeves DLC? There's no way! Oh my god. So that is a thing. Keanu Reeves is just at a DLC in Sonic X Shadow Gens. I can't believe it. I can't believe Keanu Shadow is just here. Like, I literally could not fathom what I was looking at. I'm like, this looks like a crazy mod. Is this a Roblox thing or what? No, it's just Keanu Shadow. And it's weird how well they captured the movie's likeness in this DLC. It's crazy to me. But, you know, I just wanted to acknowledge that because that was a crazy thing and pretty much one of the only real things that I got out of that PlayStation State of Play worth really talking about. I mean, there's other things, but nothing too out there for me. It was an okay State of Play though. But regardless, let's get back to the primary story trailer. This is a semi-analysis, like semi-yap session, so don't expect any like heavy editing or anything like that. I just really wanted to just talk about this trailer because it's just so many important things here, right? For one thing, this might be the first time in forever, I think since SA2, please correct me if I'm wrong, but this might be the first time we've ever actually seen, since then, in-game models, not only for Maria Robotnik, but I think the first time ever for Gerald Robotnik, and seeing them, it threw me off, right? Because at first I wasn't entirely sure what I was looking at, but it dawned on me that I had never seen humans. We haven't seen humans in a Sonic game in a good minute now, right? We haven't seen them in Forces, we haven't seen them in Boom, we haven't seen them in anything. So it's just been so jarring to just see that. It was such a juxtaposition to go from absolutely no humans to just strangely well-made models for the, I mean, we haven't seen their faces or anything like that, but they look so well animated, right? Looking at Maria, you can tell like her personality just based on that little snippet. That's all you needed to see from her. Her like kind of bouncing, her rushing over to see Shadow. She's so excited to see him. It's the cutest thing I think I have ever seen in my entire life. It makes me want to freaking cry. And then, you know, Gerald's like very tough, but, you know, very serious stature and demeanor. It was so jarring to see people, human beings, in a Sonic game after ages, right? Oh my goodness. So, despite that, right, that's the first thing that caught me off guard. Another thing is simply the fact that we are seeing, I mean, maybe it was just like a memory, maybe it's while he's just thinking back to his past or something like that, but it's the fact that we're probably seeing his like that might have been his first awakening that we just saw in memory format. I don't really know. I really don't know. That's something so very interesting to me. I don't know what to think about that, right? Because it's like I don't think we've ever truly seen the first like time he's ever opened his eyes. I don't know if we've ever seen that. We've seen him when, you know, obviously when Eggman revived him, or when he was revived again in Sonic Heroes and stuff like that, and obviously in the movie when he's revived again. But this, I don't know if we've ever seen anything like this. Again, I might be tripping. It's been a very long time since I played like SA2. I know for a fact that's not a cutscene in SA2. So it's just strange to think about. Just that whole first like 15 seconds is insane, right? And then we move immediately over to him talking smack to Black Doom, saying, bro, I already killed you once. So that puts a lot of things into perspective, right? Firstly, that has to mean, right, in one way, shape, or another, the original events of Shadow the Hedgehog are somehow canon. We don't know what, like, events specifically are canon, because, you know, if you know Shadow the Hedgehog, the original one, we're going through multiple storylines, we're going through multiple endings, we're going through multiple versions of Shadow, we're traversing through different, you know, storylines. And the thing about that is we've never truly known what truly was canon, other than maybe his final fight with Devil Doom, right? Like the ultimate version of Black Doom. I'm not entirely sure, but that pretty much settles the fact that this is not their first meeting. They have met before somehow, some way, some shape or form in the past. And this could be Ian reworking the events of Shadow the Hedgehog, or this is just them confirming, like, yeah, that happened. Let's just acknowledge it. This happened. We're going to move on from it, but this happened, and we're going to utilize that for this story. That's something so incredibly interesting to me. I love that they're doing that. I can't even be mad at it. And obviously, you know, it's just so damn cool the way that they're doing it, and I really appreciate it. So I'm totally fine with that. I just thought that was super duper interesting, right? And then obviously, you know, Shadow's going and he's whooping some ass, bro. He is not playing games with Doom at all. He's like, okay, well, you should be dead, so I'm gonna make sure to do it again, like 1000%. And he wasted no time putting the boot to that star's ass, man, to that alien booty, bruh. He was not wasting no time, and I'm 100% with it. I'm gonna be messing with that so heavy. I cannot wait to put the hands on Black Doom. He has more than earned the pause by now. Now, the next thing, and debatably one of the most major things, if not like, you know, one other thing that we're going to talk about in a bit here, but one of the most major things that's probably going to take up a majority of this video, if we're being so completely honest, is the return of Mephiles, right? Because we had a general idea, right? We just thought, like, there's no way they're bringing, like, you know, Neo Metal and, you know, Black Doom back. They've got to consider bringing Mephiles back, right? And it's not like it wasn't a possibility. It's not like something we haven't considered and pretty much confirmed for ourselves already, but actively seeing him here, actively seeing Mephiles actually try to kill Shadow, not just kill Shadow. He used the same exact attack. Didn't even realize this at first. He used the exact same attack that he used to kill Sonic in 06. He was ready to go 2 for 2, bro. He was ready to mow him down. Mephiles is not playing. Now, one thing, before we get into all that, one thing I need to ask. We didn't hear him talk. Hey, you know, I don't know the legalities of this. I don't know if you guys could truly make it happen or if you already did, but I think my entire life would be so complete if y'all actually got Dan Green to come back and voice Mephiles. I think I would be the happiest young man on this godforsaken planet if I heard Dan Green talk one more time as Mephiles. That would be the hardest thing ever. If he just dropped, all I need is just one hard ass line as Dan Green as Mephiles, and we're in. We're good. That's all I want. He's probably not gonna talk, right? And we'll get to that. But I just, I would be just so incredibly happy if they got Dan Green back. That would be insane. But regardless of that, Mephiles' presence, right? Now, this is another situation that we kind of touched upon earlier with Black Doom, in which this is another way of them somehow canonizing the events of 06, you know, even more so than before. Like, yeah, Silver is like a thing in the Sonic franchise, and he's been acknowledged, and he's like a mainstay, obviously, but you know, his inclusion was always kind of iffy, because technically, you know, they didn't acknowledge 06 for so long that they made Sonic Rivals kind of like, they unintentionally made Sonic Rivals his like primary inclusion into the franchise. And so that's just kind of how it's been for a long time now. But with Mephiles here, that somewhat canonizes the events of 06. Now, the thing about 06 that, you know, they can kind of get away, that they were able to get away with this, the reason that they didn't really acknowledge it in any future games or anything like that is because technically the event, as far as everybody is concerned, never actually happened. After Sonic and Elise blew out the flames of Solaris, it reset that timeline, which means that everything that happened just didn't happen. Sonic never actually met Elise or anything like that. It was just whatever, right? But the thing about all that is that Silver is from a completely different timeline. And, you know, obviously, if there's anybody that's going to remember what happened, it's going to be him, right? And then, obviously, there's the situation in which, you know, Mephiles is part of Solaris. So, I don't know. This could be a very, very overthought situation, right? In which Shadow is just thrust back into this battle, but instead of being with Rouge and Omega, he's alone. And on top of that, he doesn't even know who Mephiles is. He's just looking at this thing, like, why does this thing kind of look like me, but stronger? Like, what is this thing? So there's a very, very high possibility of Mephiles being here, but being nothing more than just a very simple boss fight, which, you know, on one hand, it's still cool, it's still awesome, I'll still gladly take that, but it would just be so cool if they did kind of, you know, it's so funny, right? We complain a lot about Sonic 06's story, and I do. It's not a good story, it's not well written or anything like that, or at least not well organized for the very most part, but it's still cool. I still think it's a fun story, despite, you know, the problems that it had. I still think it's, you know, an enjoyable story, despite its major flaws. So, I don't know. I just think it's very, very interesting that Mephiles being here raises so many questions about what that could mean for the canonicity of 06 and the future of, you know, Mephiles as a character, maybe even, you know, putting into question Silver as a character, and just, you know, maybe Shadow even, you know, recalling these events, because, you know, again, the Shadow that originally fought Mephiles, that was a Shadow that was in a much better headspace than any other Shadow the Hedgehog we've ever encountered, ever. This was a developed Shadow, one that, you know, had no qualms in facing the enemy before him and facing his past. I don't care what Iizuka says. Shadow is not like, yeah, I mean, that's his OC. It's whatever. Point is, Shadow's there. He has his friends, whatever, right? I don't care what Iizuka says, bro. But this Shadow that fought Mephiles originally was in a much better headspace. The Shadow that we're dealing with right now, all of this stuff, his entire past is getting drudged up in front of him, and that calls into question, like, this could be nothing. This could be an absolutely nothing boss battle, but at the same time, they could lock the hell in and make it so incredibly meaningful. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm putting too much hope on it, but, you know, it makes me very happy that Mephiles is a presence at all within this game, and that's enough for me. And then, of course, the most major thing, the most important part of this trailer, at least one of, again, next to Mephiles, is the Time Eater messing around way too much and bringing back to this, like, empty void, this white space, bringing back Maria and Gerald Robotnik. That is an insane pull. That I damn near wanted to break down crying because I can't imagine what kind of emotional turmoil it's gonna put Shadow through to have to fix time. Because that's the thing, right? We know for a fact Maria and Gerald can't be there. They can't. They are, but they shouldn't. Like, yeah, it'll be one thing for Shadow to actually be able to talk to them and for them to be able to get closure with one another. But for Shadow to have to know that he's most likely going to have to fight the Time Eater and, you know, obviously Black Doom or whatever he's got going on now, and fix time again, only for him to put them back in their proper places in time, that is going to be the most emotionally destructive thing this series has probably ever done. And I don't know how we're going to handle that, because I don't know how Shadow's going to handle that. And this man, he deserves so much better. I can say, man, this hedgehog deserves so much better than this. Like, oh my God, let him see his friend. Let him just be with his friend, for God's sakes. Jesus, man. This is going to be one of the most emotionally draining video games I think I will ever play, depending on how they cook. I know Ian knows how to tug at some heartstrings, man. He does. And if bro got too much time to be able to play around with Shadow's history, this is going to be something truly demonic, dude. I don't know how we're going to get through this, but we'll find a way. We're going to have to, man. And then, of course, obviously, on a much lesser note, the gameplay looks absolutely stellar. It looks just so high quality. Shadow jumping from bot to bot in, what is that, Sunset Valley, or whatever the city level is from Sonic Forces. That it looks really, really good. Like, this is the kind of next-gen game we've been hoping for Sonic for ages now. So, I truly do believe that they absolutely cooked with this, and I just can't wait to get my hands on this game because it looks beautiful. Like, every single thing, every single little shot that we have seen has been stellar. Just absolutely bananas, man. They did just so much good work with this engine, and they really know what they're doing. They put their craft to work, man, and they got something special going on, and I just really can't wait to see everything come to fruition. Again, though, I think one of the most interesting things is still the fact that we have seen absolutely nothing in terms of the Sonic generation side. We've seen Shadow Gens. We've seen plenty of Shadow Gens, damn near the whole thing by now. We have yet to see Sonic's side at all. Is that because we already know it so well, or because they're hiding something? I'm sure they're just not showing it because we know it so well, but I don't know, man. Shadow being where he is changes things up a little too much. So, I don't know. I'm not gonna bank on anything. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm gonna just be excited for the Shadow Gens part, and if the Sonic part offers something cool too, awesome, great, dandy as a hell, swell as a bell. Okay, so we'll play it by ear. We'll see what happens. I'm very much looking forward to it. We need to talk about the Dark Beginnings, bro. We're gonna talk about that in another video very, very soon, probably tomorrow. So hang in there for me. But I think that just about does it for this one. I'm gonna go because I've yapped a little too much, and I need to start putting this together as soon as humanly possible. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that. But before I go, obviously, I want to hear your guys' thoughts and everything below. Do you guys think that this trailer cooked? Are you excited for Sonic X Shadow Generations even more so than before? Is this one of the best things they've ever done? Or you are very not much looking forward to it at all? This looks absolutely damning. This looks like it's gonna be terrible. You're not into it all. Tell me everything that you guys are thinking in the comment section below, because you know for a fact that I am always gonna be down there with you guys. But with that, it does appear to be Skedaddle o'clock, so I'm gonna go ahead and do just that. I would like to thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor of dropping a like and a comment, and consider subscribing for more content just like this here. And with that, I'm gone. So thanks again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Do me the greatest favor, taking good ass care, and I'll see you all next time.